Thank you again for joining us for another episode of Vampires and Vitae. We're going to do a little change. Not Tyler, but the wonderful Melinda is going to give us a little bit of a recap.
I'm going to try. It's going to pale in comparison to Tyler's recaps. I can promise you that.
It's going to be fine.
Okay, here's what happened. So Anna decided that last episode was the best time for her to go to try to collect 6 individuals to add to Rasputin's bloodbath. That she decided she needed to prepare for Rasputin to help him heal from everything that happened to him because of the Camarilla. Day and Lawrence were continuing to try to sort out their relationship and what it has evolved into, or what they have evolved into, or what Lawrence has evolved into. It's all very complicated. And Danika and Sprocket were made like the oddest couple, but it worked really well. They had good synergy while they tried to figure out what the Left Hand of God had done to Danika's katanas before he died. And also, we're going to jump into this week's episode with a dice roll for Anna trying to stealthily move from what they were hidden behind over to a door to see if it was locked.
Yeah. You know, that's what has happened.
And that is what is up.
Welcome to Vampire.
Sorry, Tyler.
Pretty good roll for you. A lot of dice, at least.
Well, that dicks.
4.
Ooh. Please describe your the Emperor's New Groove moment of your stealthing. Because you got
No,
it.
this is just it. I just am very careful, make sure that nobody is looking in my general direction, and make my way over to the door.
It has a keypad lock on it.
I want to try it first to see if it will just...
It is locked.
Okay, I'm going to pull it open.
That would have been so great if you just gave her that. If
Yeah,
you had
right.
just been like, yeah, no, it opens.
Yeah.
Being an exterior entrance to the palace, it is reinforced.
That's fine. I want to try to pull it open.
Okay, no problem. Give me a strength and I guess athletics for this because you're not fighting the door, so it's just how strong you are. Did you pick up potence or something like that I don't know about?
No?
All right, cool. This will be a
I'm a
success.
vampire.
3 6s.
8, 8, 10, and 9.
Reroll the 10.
I did.
Okay. It comes open. You just see this bald head kind of come up a little bit, and he like scratches it for a
Yeah,
second.
I'm going to nod, and then I'm going to
right.
go, heh.
Yeah, right. Vol, being the level of obfuscation that he does, is able to blanket out these wonderful old people coming with you. Kind of like pass without a trace, if you will,
Sure.
for D&D. I was. What did you bypass the system? What'd you do? Did you?
No, it's
pass
just
the
a,
lock?
it's just a flick of the wrist. You just have to do it properly.
Flick of the wrist, huh?
Yeah.
He was like looking at the door handle and saw like the busted jams and like you didn't use a C4 or nothing. You
No,
didn't,
it just pops open. Trust me, Gomez. Trust me.
Huh. All right. But pudding. There's going to be pudding, right?
Well, there's definitely Jello. Do not know about the pudding.
Okay. You're in a part of the castle that you haven't been to yet.
Okay.
So we're going to use some of your brilliance, intuition, and whatnot to figure out if you can have a kind of an idea where these things are, but
Yep.
you don't know if how they overlap or how they get through. So give me an intelligence and insight roll.
Another beefy roll.
All right. Oh, give me the beef.
1, 2, 3, 4.
As you start walking down the hallway, you see a fire exit that you have to have posted everywhere to make sure that people can understand. You realize that you're walking the wrong way. looking at this sign that has enough of the map of the interiors of the undergrounds for people that are trying to escape a fire and that kind of scenario, that you're able to get at least back to the green room, but you can't figure out a way to circumvent the green room without going through it. Doesn't seem to be a way to get to the elevator that takes you down.
Okay.
There may be, but people with you right now don't have that information, and you yourself don't know any of the secret passages, but this is what you see with the map, that you can get back to the green room. You can keep on searching for another way.
Yes, that's what I would like to do, and along the way, I will give them brief histories and information about the things that we are passing in the Buckingham Palace, completely making it up and giving them not good factual information.
Like, so you hear Myrtle pipe up every once in a while, being like, well, actually, that's not how that, you know what I mean? Like, she seems
That
to be
is what they want you to think, Myrtle, all of these years.
I told you, it's all aliens. They've come. This is all the problems that we're doing. I saw the clouds in the sky.
Did you read the book Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter? Did you
No.
read that book? Abraham Lincoln was a vampire hunter.
I think you're making all of these things
I am not.
as you did.
Look at my face. Do I look like I kid?
Do the statue thing.
Yeah.
right.
100%.
Dread gaze.
Yeah.
Just
Make me a just resolve roll.
2 9s.
This guy's growing on you. You still have resolve for what you're gonna do.
Okay.
You do notice that Gomez is every once in a while stealing a pin off of a dais, and like he's like taking tiny little trinkets from his unscripted guided tour, essentially through Buckingham
I
Palace.
find a Fabergé and give it to him.
Whoa. Oh, you know what this is?
I do. It was a gift from the Russian Tsar.
I mean, I guess they're all dead, right? I mean,
Yeah.
not a.
No harm, no foul. I
Yeah,
never
right.
saw a thing,
Yeah,
Gomez.
right, he does. As large as it is, it just kind of melts into one of his coat's pockets. You remind me of my daughter. You're fantastic.
Oh, thanks, Gomez. This is so nice.
And he follows around. So you're trying to find another passageway
Yeah.
through? Okay. All right, do me one more intelligence and larceny.
Okay.
only Anna would get invited into Buckingham Palace, leave, and then have to break herself back in.
2 successes.
You find yourself into the old servants' quarters. This has been like historically preserved, so it's like the actual bells and everything that they used to ring with. Probably what they don't use now. They have much nicer, quicker ways to do all of this. But Gomez stops and he goes, you said we have to go down, right?
Yeah.
Well, people don't pay attention to people that don't matter, which are the servants. And I'm seeing an old school dumbwaiter.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I know it goes down.
Okay.
I'm
Let's-
not sure if, it's big enough for us to fit in, but you're going to have a hard time getting all these old fogies up on the counter.
No, we're not going to stuff you into a little thing and send you down a shaft. Come on. We're going to find an elevator.
Keep on walking. All right.
I'm not going to try to fit a bunch of old people into a thing.
Yeah,
That's
that
not-
would just be cruel.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
God.
he looks back to Myrtle and goes, I told you she was a nice girl. Doesn't she remind you of Sydney?
Oh, that's so nice.
You guys walk around for a little bit. There doesn't seem to be another way in as far as you can. That's what you're looking at. You know what I mean? Like, you've traveled quite a lot of distance. You've been very lucky with there being any other guards or posted or anything.
It would be really nice to run into a guard, to be honest.
It's not apparently
Okay,
just
I
part
guess
of the
we're going to go
residence.
back the way that we came, guys. We're going to repeat a little bit of the tour. And we're going to go back to at least the door that opened to get us into Buckingham Palace. Not the outside door, but the one that's at the end of that long hallway.
As you're walking, finally a guard does show up.
Okay.
Hey, you see the telltale signs of somebody holding a handheld flashlight. Hey, excuse me, but I don't believe you're supposed to be here.
Yeah, no, we got a little bit lost. Do you think that you could help us out?
Well, yeah.
We're
you
trying
look
to get
be
back-
the refugees.
We're
It's
trying
just
to get
one of those-
no. I'm trying to get all these people back downstairs.
They have a
What?
special invitation to sleep inside tonight.
All right, make a charisma and I'm sorry, manipulation and subterfuge roll.
Three successes.
Oh, that's real nice. So, Queen, taking care of these old fogies. How you doing?
Don't you call them old fogies? This is not nice.
Oh, I meant no harm, love. I was just saying it's nice to Queen to say, in these rough times, some people shouldn't be stuck outside.
Sometimes you just need to warm your bones to feel better. Hey, Gomez.
Hey, hey,
See?
yeah.
I told you.
The bones there.
How do we get back downstairs?
He goes, well, you got to probably go through, and he points out, like couple corridors down. If you go right down the middle, you're going to find yourself pretty close to things you're looking for, I think.
All right, thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
He walks off and he is satisfied with that
Oh,
line.
wait. Before he walks off, he needs to forget that he saw me with these old people. Cloud memory. That is a freebie.
All right, man. He's not expecting it to be anything else.
I was going to say forget.
Well, he just kind of stares off into the distance. Gomez does notice that, though. Walking down the hallway that's now leading you to what he thinks, where he thinks you're going to go. That's a pretty good trick.
Tell me more about Sydney.
Yeah, she was a precocious girl. Hard to keep in her clothes when she was younger. And she's one of those that ran all the way to the backyard. Other than that, precocious is kind of what I'd call her. But she wasn't quite as good with people as you seem to be.
I do not know what you mean. Here's the elevator. Press the button.
The guard back over there. I mean, just, so very fast and a thing at the end. Forget that would have been very, very useful for me when I was younger.
Yeah, well, you know what? You pick up little tips and tricks every once in a while. A little bit of hypnotism goes a long way, Gomez.
Yeah, I've heard of the David Copperfield. Very good. Uses a lot of what it called pushes, yeah?
You know he was my brother.
I don't see the family resemblance.
Well, we weren't, I don't know, I guess blood related. Exactly.
So you're from, with your accents and being the brother of David the Copperfield, I'm going to guess you're from the States. What are you doing here in England?
No, it's not entirely accurate. I guess I kind of came to America the long way around. You know how it goes. Everybody in America is an immigrant and all of those things.
The elevator door opens and you're able to fit everybody in. He is looking at you oddly, though. I'm going to make a roll for him real quick.
Foiled by Gomez.
Oh, you were good until you did that to the guard.
All right.
That plus the door. Oh, no successes, so. Yeah. Yeah, but you're a bright spot. Interesting, but a bright spot.
Well, I appreciate that, Gomez. We're going to get you downstairs. We're going to get everybody all settled in, and it will be wonderful.
Mm-hmm. The elevator doors open, and it is a hospital wing, so this looks great. You hear a little bit more excitement, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's so nice. Can you believe we're going to stay in the Queen's Palace? I know, I'd never, you know what I mean? Like, all that, like, little excitement and happiness, and just, like, this, if this was a guided tour, this would be, no place they'd ever be expected to be, and sleeping in those tents for the last couple days must have been just horrible for these people.
Mm-hmm.
You get to where are you trying to go?
Trying to, well, I mean, I really have to keep up with guys here, so I need to at least get them to a couple of rooms, even if they've got to bunk together, a couple of them.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a couple, like, not en suites, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like some emergency places that are, for them, it's still very nice, but there's 2 beds to a room, in
Yes.
some of these. Oh, it's fantastic. And one of them goes, and this is so much nicer than outside. When's the last time you actually saw real walls? Another group goes, and Gomez is the one that's following you the closest.
Are there any Nosferatus close by?
No, they're still all up at the party.
Okay.
None of your people are, but you are on the same floor, and you got maybe 4 doors down to where you know that Rasputin and Lawrence is being held.
Okay. I'm going to tell Gomez that I'm going to go find somebody to get everybody a nice warm cuppa. And I'm going to go check in on Rasputin and tell him that I have the 6.
As you're walking towards it, Lawrence's room was a little bit closer, a little bit, like, not very far, but it was closer down the hallway from where you're walking. And the door is propped open, and you see them holding hands in a bright blue and pink flame in Lawrence's palm. You can see images flashing on it.
Day, is everything okay in there, Day? Do you need? I have not found the bagged blood yet, but I do have some fresher sources.
Make me a composure and occult roll.
Composure. Occult is gonna be 0.
Do you want to borrow one of mine? I have 5.
Yeah, you know, wouldn't hurt. Yeah. I thought about putting it into occult, but I guess I did not. I got 1 success.
You can't hear her. You're just being sucked further and further into this flame.
Just drooling.
As you see pieces of that night, you getting invited back to her house, not having a place to sleep, getting drained and almost killed. Why don't you tell me a little bit about how you went to go track her down over some states? Like, what was it? Was it her business card that she left? Was it?
Yeah, and just word of mouth. It was a long time ago, so news travels fast. And she wasn't out of state, but she was almost out of state. She was just a couple towns over. I managed to track her down at little chateau that she was staying at for the night.
Sure. You get right to that door, about to knock, and that's the image that you see on a human version of Day.
Right.
Knocking on decent but still motel room. Blue door. Up comes Myrtle.
Myrtle, what are you doing? You're supposed to be in your room.
She goes, shh, it's a good film. She just watches with you.
Myrtle, no. And I shuffle her back towards her room.
She like stands her ground a little bit and like shushes you and like points at the image to watch. Tell me what happens when she opens the door.
Oh, first I was knocking on it aggressively. I know you're in there, kind of thing. I'm like, it's we can play this game if you want to, but I got all night, and I've got all day.
You hear a big huff behind the door. Just give me a second, let me get decent. A few moments pass, and from your perspective, Anna, it's flashes. She opens the door. She's wearing the same dress as she was when everything transpired with you. Wow, a glutton for punishment, are we?
Yeah, that fucking hurt.
Are you still breathing?
Yeah, but I don't think that was by your choice. Anyways,
Trust
and I
me,
shoulder
it was
my way through the room, like
Oh,
into
you
the
seem
room.
to have grown a backbone since the last I've seen you on the docks.
Yeah, what can I say? Take a seat at one of the little desks, prop my feet up.
She looks at you and takes her seat on the bed. So, are you here to be fed on again? That is a thing.
Yeah,
some
we
people
wanted
get
to talk
on
to you about this.
that,
So
or-
vampires, that's a thing now, huh?
That is a thing, yes.
Huh. I want to be one.
Why?
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. You've seen my life. It's not exactly one worth living.
You haven't seen mine. I mean, you were nice and all, but you were just a meal.
Yeah, well, I guess you owe me then, because you couldn't fucking do it.
Do you owe a cow when you eat his burger? You don't. Do you want to look at people this way? Do you want to look at true individuals that I'm sure have worth and I'm sure have value, but look at them as food?
You know what I think it is? I think you're scared. I think you had a good time. I think you wanted to get caught.
She flashes her teeth, and I would like you to take one away from your composure because you've become more composed in your afterlife.
Ooh.
Here.
Not much, because that's 1 instead of 2. That's a 5.
She's not using dread gaze on her, but the power feels the shift over into her camp.
Yeah.
This is something that is a curse. She retracts the fang. Do you see the way that you've pulled back from me? You can only hide it so much.
I never claimed that I wasn't scared, Angelique. And you're avoiding what I said. That's that I think that you felt something that you haven't in a while. I've been thinking about that night. And this doesn't add up completely. If you are what you say you are.
It's not that we don't have emotions. They're just more primal, more deep, faster, quicker to become themselves. You know, like she beckons you to scoot closer on her chair. Puts her hand on your leg. And Anna, you are catching these flashes. And like you hear Myrtle going, "Oh, it's a love story."
Myrtle, this is not going to continue to be a love story. You're not going to like what comes next. You need to go back to your room, and I will get them to bring you a tea. Do not shish me, Myrtle. It is time for you to go back.
I love that.
Right? I'm going
It's
to.
just reaching up to Anna's lips. It's a good one. I think I've seen this Murder, She Wrote before.
I'm going to get in front of her face at eye level, and I'm going to compel her to go back to her room.
Okay. The freebie pass, right? And she'll just saunter off. Gomez goes, "Where did you go? Did you find the ice machine?"
It is not the hotel, Gomez. They're going to bring it all down to you in a minute, okay?
There's always an ice machine.
No, just go and stay in
true.
your room for a minute, okay? I'll be right back.
Do you continue watching, or do you go to check on Rasputin?
I'm going to try to get Day's attention again to make sure that he is okay.
Okay, how do you want to try to do that?
I would like to go into the room and touch him on the shoulder.
Okay.
Gonna pull you into this fucking illusion.
That's exactly what happens.
Oh shit!
Why would you say these things?
No, that's exactly what was going to happen. If you
I just
went and
imagine
touched-
there's a lot of
right.
power going on.
You're right. All of a sudden, you have been talking to Lawrence as a secondary aspect of him asking you questions. It has become a lot more trying to understand where you were feeling and how you were feeling about this whole thing. But taking yourself out of that first person narrative, and now into your head comes Anna.
Day.
What the fuck?
Day.
Holy shit!
It's all disembodied
Yeah.
voices. You don't know actually standing there watching this.
What? What?
Day, are you okay? Do you need help?
Yeah, no, it's.
Anna? What, did I pull you into this?
Did you pull her into this?
I don't think so.
This is a lot. I've
I mean,
never
I'm
shown
not even-
anybody this.
I'm not
man.
100% sure.
Lawrence. Lawrence?
Yeah.
Lawrence, are you okay?
Well, I'm trying to become so, but I was trying to figure out.
All right, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Here's the good part.
You're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it. If not, just close your eyes. Don't fucking shut the fuck up.
I mean, do you want to relive this one day
I'm
or
already living it, man. I'm halfway through. Might as well pull the Band-Aid off.
okay? Do you want if I stay or do you want me to go?
I don't think you
I don't
can.
think I don't know how to
Yeah,
let her
think she
go.
can.
I have to stop
I
this
think
whole
we're-
thing.
I think we're in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you fucked up.
Oh. No, I don't think it was me that fucked up.
Just laughter. Just
Yeah, right.
reverberating.
Yeah, right. As this conversation is going, like the memory that you have is playing itself through.
Yeah.
Some of that argument and the conversation of like how bad it is to become a vampire and why you want to be doing that.
Yeah.
And it stops with like you pushing her against the wall, just screaming, like you owe this to me, and she just
Either kill me or turn me.
Yeah.
And if you think that I'm just food for you, then prove it. But I'm fucking done losing.
She snaps your head to the side and takes a huge draw into you. You can feel yourself you smile, but you don't know if she's turning you or
Either way,
feeding
it's
on you.
over.
Yeah, right. Either way, this is going to be something different for you. The blood starts to, you can feel the warm trickles going down your shirt, pooling right at your
God, she was a
collarbone.
messy eater, Day.
Yeah. I never saw it from this perspective, but I guess you're right. I was kind of lost in the moment myself the first time.
Your body, which you've never seen before, drops on the ground. She takes a deep breath, wipes her mouth out, and wipes her mouth off. Looks around, picks up her handbag, opens the door of this motel room, and leaves.
What a cold bitch.
For 30 minutes. 35 minutes. She finally comes back in, the door almost being kicked open. She bites into her wrist and puts it to your mouth. Your breathing had become so shallow at that point that it was barely there. It was the very last second to save you.
Huh. From this perspective, that was a close one. I didn't know that.
It comes, the memory fades out a little bit and fades back into the next night. Of you in a very similar state that you've seen Lawrence in. The feralness. She's kept the hotel room. But you're now tied to the bed in not a fun sexual way.
Yeah,
in a very
just sweating.
specifically, yeah.
Oh my god, it's baby day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that you remember when you returned Anna? That shit.
Well, I remember, sort of.
Whew, I remember. That was not fun.
I'd like both of you to make a composure roll. Composure and occult. You can add your occult.
Oh, and I can add the cult.
The dice tell the story. That's a 0 for me. Of course, I don't think they would be very composed right now anyways.
3 successes.
You don't hear anything, Dave. But Anna, you hear a large bang.
What was that?
Somewhere in the back of your...
Did you hear that, Day? No, you did not hear. Did you hear that?
Actually, I'll roll for Lawrence
Lawrence.
to see if he heard it as well. 1 success. He didn't hear it.
Anna, I'm currently watching myself in the third person, so
You're right. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting, and I do not mean to. I'm very sorry, Day.
She has brought somebody in for you to feed on, but she's compelled. Look, you just have to eat. It's going to be better if you just have something in your stomach. This is going to get worse and worse.
I, in the third person, watch myself like an animal just attack.
Sure.
Like, without question, this person.
And she grimaces
voraciously,
for a
just
second, but then,
blood
just
everywhere.
she pats your head and goes, oh, Jesus Christ, I gotta remember to take my dress off if this ever happens again. Okay. Just calm down, and we're gonna watch a movie, okay? She puts on the TV, and It's a Wonderful Life is playing in the black and white from the old school TV set. And she sits down on the bed with you tied, and still thrashing, but she just, she sits with you.
Blood gurgling out of my throat, and just not having a good time.
The memory fades in and fades back out. Please, both of you, make me that same roll.
The composure.
And the cult, right?
Yep.
Okay. 3 successes.
Not yet. It's got to be 4.
Day realized that he's naked in this scene, so he's feeling embarrassed, and that's all he's thinking about.
And there's a new vampire fucking tent pulling too. Yeah, right.
Anna hasn't even noticed.
Yeah. Are you guys having sex at this point, or is this just the way that she's bound you to? Not ruin some clothes that you're probably gonna need to wear.
Wait, what?
Why are you naked?
Oh no, because I was tied down in like a feral vampire.
So
and bloody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right,
bloody.
yeah, so yeah, she's
Covered
cleaned
in
you up.
dried blood.
Yeah,
and
this is day 2. In fact, you have this moment that still with Lawrence in your head, you realize that this is day 1, and at day 2 you were still fuck off feral.
Yeah.
She's brought in another person and you've just done the same and massacred her.
It's like more.
Right.
Just begging for more.
Right. She reaches into her purse and she puts down a knife that's close enough to your hand that with a lot of work and pain, maybe if you broke your own wrist, you'd be able to reach it. I can never forgive myself for giving this to somebody else. I swore I would never do it. And she leaves the hotel room.
I just scream, just this feral screaming into the darkness as the candle, starts to
fade in
and out.
You've never seen her passing. You know what happened, her walking into the sun. But with what Lawrence is doing, a little bit of magic and a little bit of blood sorcery, you actually get to see from that perspective of her sitting at a beach and the sun just about to crest. You hear that roll one more time, guys.
Two tens?
Re-roll the tens.
I did. And it was a 2 and a 3.
Looking for 4 successes.
I know. I was like, there's a chance.
6 successes.
Yeah.
It pops you out of the idea. You're not out of the memory yet, but you know that the banging is Rasputin's cell door.
Okay.
And it sounded like that was the last bang it needed.
Oh dear. So I'm still stuck in there, though. I cannot get out.
Yep, the memory's starting to fade, but
Okay.
Lawrence is still trying to see what happened to him later.
Lawrence, this is cruel.
No, this is making me understand.
It is cruel for you to force him to live this.
No, I want to see.
The sun starts to rise over the ocean, and she starts to walk into the water. And the soft shore break gets past her calves and her knees, and she gets up right to her nose that would be underneath the water right as the sun crests the horizon. And it's too much for a vampire to stand. And usually it's a burning and horrible sight to see a vampire go through sunlight. But because she's in the water, her ashes just dissolve into the waves themselves and brought back out to sea. Okay, I think I've seen enough.
Yeah, me too.
In actual reality, he closes his palm. The flame goes out. You, with your hand on Lawrence, immediately know that something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Rasputin's door is swung wide open, and there is Gomez running himself up the hallway. Ah, what was all this? Oh,
What the hell is that?
oh,
Gomez.
hi.
Today it's a long story. Gomez, I told you guys got to go stay in your rooms.
Well, that's fine, but what sounded like an elephant was
Yes, you
breaking
do not
down.
need to worry about it. You're going to hear some weird noises every once in a while. You're in the basement of a palace. It's going to have old creaks and groans and snaps.
Old dumb Gomez doesn't know anything. I know things are happening
Tell
around
Gomez.
here. I know.
It's
Who
a
the hell
long
is-
Look at
story.
you, skinny person.
Oh, it's a long
yeah.
story. I'm going to
Why is the Asian guy? What is this around your wrists?
compel.
He's- all right. Well, no, he wouldn't know how to
Yes.
be.
Back to your room, Gomez, and stay there.
Good ideas you have.
Comfy bed, nice sheets.
Just like my little sin, always saying good words.
Yes.
And he walks back to his room.
Okay.
You do see a couple little heads poking out though from the other.
Yeah.
Anna, why is there about 6 elderly people down here?
Because Rasputin needs a bath.
What?
Rasputin needs a bath.
What the hell does it have to do with an old Jewish man?
He's part of the bath water.
Oh, you sick bitch.
What do you mean? No. This is what he needs to get better.
You know I can hear really good now, right? Like Lawrence is looking at you.
It's not for you, Lawrence.
It wasn't I was aware of that. It's just kind of like when it's really serious, it feels like sometimes you gotta lower the voice. You know,
Okay.
social cues, Lawrence.
Learning them. This is a whole new social thing. Like, okay. So why are we? I thought.
Okay, I thought that we were safe.
No, I know we are, but there's things afoot, and I need to go and find out. I mean, the Rasputin. It looks like his room is empty, and that's a little bit unnerving.
Wait,
so,
what?
Yeah, no.
Is that what that
So,
was?
I've got to go and figure out what is happening. Do you want to come with me, or do you want to stay here with Lawrence?
Lawrence, I think you need to just chill for a minute. You feel me?
I think.
And I need to digest.
Can
what-
I stop whispering? Because I feel foolish.
All right, fine.
All right,
I think I need to go hang out with Anna. I need to digest what you just showed me.
Yeah, in fact, I think closing the door isn't even that. After I saw what you were like on the next day, maybe I'm just at a good spot right now.
Could be. Could also
yeah,
be
so-
that you are something different, and then part of me has already absorbed part of that. You know what? It's all in the air.
So maybe just close the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna relock your one wrist though.
Yeah, that-
Okay, just gonna. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, he accepts this.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna.
he accepts
You
this.
got one. If you got an
Yeah.
itch, you can itch it.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to go over and put my hand on Lawrence's forearm and just say, look, it gets better, it gets a little bit easier, and before you know it, you're rounding up people to make a bloodbath for your sire. It's so crazy.
Okay, don't listen to the last part of that. I think that the moral of the story was when you start to lose yourself, you forget what it's all about. But speaking of
That
Rasputin,
wasn't what I said, that's all.
let's we'll read between the lines. Let's just get the hell out of here.
All right, we'll come right back to you guys. Danika, you have scared the entire party. Everyone is giving you a whole lot of breath. And
Yep.
all of a sudden, in the middle of your ribbon dancing, you hear everyone hears a big bang. It almost shakes the entirety of the palace. Everyone takes another step back away from you.
So guys, got some new swords. These are pretty cool, right?
Yeah, she doesn't like eye contact and don't talk about boyfriends. She seems to be fine, but the
Frank,
ribbon.
what the fuck?
Well, I don't know. Didn't you just make that big noise? That'd be like.
Yes, but it's just you. You don't make eye contact with me.
Okay, everyone else make only eye contact with the woman with crazy swords. This is a much better idea. He just starts looking at the wall. Okay, can I direct your anger at something that is not me? Perhaps like.
Can I try and grab Frank's face and just smash his head into the wall hard enough to knock him out, but not hard enough to kill him?
Oof.
I mean, Frank's a goon, so
Frank does
Frank's-
not deserve this.
He's gonna be preferred not that to happen to him. So yes, you can try.
Danika doesn't know what's going on, and she's very upset.
Yeah, right.
Her dog is missing.
So you grab Frank's head. So it's just gonna be his dexterity in melee versus your strength in melee.
Okay.
One success. I've not been rolling well at all.
I've been
Please
crushing
hold.
it.
Please hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Jesus. Oh, you haven't rolled yet. I thought you had 9 successes.
No, I have 9 dice.
Oh my god.
3 successes.
I was hoping you could match him again. He's just the vampire that gets matched all the time. So, he's like, yeah, no eye contact. And as he does that, he gestures back towards you, accidentally catching your eye contact. That's right when you grab him in the face and just bang, 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 bang. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. And he's like, yeah, don't. And finally ends it up. Couple on the floor. That doesn't help the rest of the room's now fear of you from whatever the hell's going on.
All right, does anybody know where Sprocket is?
Doorbell opens. Ding! It is Jake King and Sprocket having an argument now about what has gone on with you. She gave me an exploding sword. Oh, wow. What happened in here?
Yeah, so this is the new guy, Frank, that I was telling you about.
So we don't like Frank?
I
Or-
don't like Frank.
So you just killed Frank?
No, Frank, I just knocked him out. He was real loud. He kept telling everyone not to look at me.
Why is everyone else against the wall?
I was ribbon dancing.
I told you not to ribbon dance.
I'm
I
sorry,
was very
Sprocket.
specific. Did you create that large explosion that we all just heard a little bit earlier?
Maybe.
Maybe it's a specific. Oh God, we need to put you in a room. Come with us.
And he's going to take you to the same place, so you guys are pretty much going to meet in the center of all of this. Your elevator opens, leading you to find your 2 compatriots running towards the elevator.
Hi, guys.
If we're gonna talk about how many old people it takes to fill a bathtub, by the way,
Whoa.
and whether or not, where did you find them?
What do you mean? I found them outside.
Oh, no, when did you go outside?
Didn't we save those people?
Yes.
I thought you guys were visiting Rasputin and
We
Lawrence.
were. He needed a bloodbath, so I had to get the blood.
Okay.
I don't understand why you guys find it so difficult.
I think that's okay. Dave, what's your issue?
I relived the ghost of my trauma, and now there's 6 elderly people running around, and I believe Rasputin is missing.
Okay, well, if we're all sharing, I watched the left hand of God die, and now everyone's afraid of me because of my ribbon dancing.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
That's, I think, my favorite thing that you guys have ever said.
And we're going to end it on a happy note for Vampires and Vitae this week. I know it was a heavy episode. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, anything like that, please feel free to drop us a line. You can find us on Twitter at Vamps and Vitae, Vitae. You can find us on Facebook under Vampires and Vitae, and you can find us on YouTube as well, Vampires and Vitae. If you're taking a chance on Vampires and Vitae, maybe you are a D&D podcast listener and you thought you'd give this one a chance. Thank you. We hope that you dig it. And we consider ourselves a bit of a palate cleanser when you've just had too much D&D, which we understand because we all play D&D as well. But until next week, you guys, remember, when you get the opportunity, make sure that you take a big bite out of life. We'll see you next Friday.